Well, the skies are clear, the sun is out, but don't be deceived. There's a big-time nip in the air on this crisp autumn day at Lincoln Financial Field. Today, longtime foes square off in the NFC East, as it'll be the New York Giants taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Gets around him. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Hurts to throw. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. And Goddard going to have an Eagles first down as the tackle made at the 42. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge, maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out, you can run wide receiver routes with him, you can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll look to throw again. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. So 8 yards on the completion there. And now it's 3rd and 4. Well, safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a 3rd down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already, I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on 3rd down.
Hurts to his former Alabama teammate Smith for an Eagle first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there for Philly. 42 yards.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one, and there's an example on this first possession of the game.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Eagles will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York set to take the field. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
He'll find his man. That's the rookie from Notre Dame.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start.
Off the bootleg, it's Dart.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on 1st down. But give them credit, they recovered in time to deny him the 1st down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short, so that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
He finds his man, complete. That's Collins. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
1st down, New York.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now the former Sun Devil, it's Cam Scatterboo.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down.
Throwing, Dart.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
On 4th down, Jamie Gillen on to punt for the Giants.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive.
They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive. Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Hurts.
Smith catches left side. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
On the sneak, it's Hurts. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A handoff to Barkley. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held. So following the hold, They're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Throwing is Hurts.
Over the middle, complete. It's Smith.
I'll give him credit there. Nice job on the drag route. Bring the receiver across the field, hoping he can catch it in stride and turn it up. He was able to do just that, although he's just a little bit short of the 1st down.
Tough spot here. 3rd down and 11.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. Well, their 1st sack of the game, and it doesn't come from a usual suspect, not somebody up front, but Charles, a defensive back getting in there.
And I can tell you from experience, he's beyond excited to make that play because you're exactly right. It isn't normal to call his number to run at the quarterback like that. Usually you're defending the pass, but he takes full advantage and dumps him to the turf.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
On the jet sweep, it's Robinson.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a 1st down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
To throw is Dart.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!" because here they come.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. And it looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
Jamie Gillen now on to punt.
For the Giants.
Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. He's settling in nicely here in the first quarter running the football. Remember, he already has the touchdown run.
And you can feel the vibe, can't you? He's in unison with his offensive front. They are in concert together. So if you're flipping over to the other side of the line of scrimmage, they've got to be more physical and handle some of these gaps that have been created.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the
Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop.
At the 31-yard
Brandon,
line.
one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
And they run the option on second down.
And now look at him go.
He may go.
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
What a run there by Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Brandon, you and I have called a lot of college football in our day, but on Sundays here in the NFL, doesn't it look a lot like what we used to see on Saturdays when we called those games?
Yeah, option plays just like we saw, and that was a long touchdown on the option. What you taught me, though, defensively, you get your eyes in the wrong place on a play like that, you're in trouble.
What's the term that's in vogue in the NFL? Eye violations. The offense wants you to put your eyes in the wrong spot so that they can appear in others.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Ooh, with a juke.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Another drive coming up for New York's offense.
They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Looking to put a drive together.
Here's Dart.
And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
On second down, they'll run it here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Quinyon Mitchell on the tackle. It's a gain of 3. First down, Giants.
$14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
On play action, here's Dart.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop him.
I know we don't have a special scoreboard to show it, but the offense, they've surrendered more sacks than they have points thus far. This defense, they're winning in all phases of the game right now.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Dart.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only did he get some yardage back, he got a little bit extra. Really helps him on 3rd down, makes it manageable now.
From the gun, Dart.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far. Offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for New York. They bring the pressure as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty. So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're watching it, partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
Play fake, and here's Dart.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down.
At the 18-yard line.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Complete. Smith has it. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Fires the quick slant. A.J. Brown's got it. And A.J. going to pick up an Eagles first down as the tackle made up near the 35.
And the throw and the catch were just fine, but against zone coverage when you run a drag route, what you're hoping for is he makes the catch and makes someone miss, and they don't there. Very difficult route to run when everyone has their eyes back towards the quarterback and they're able to see the route develop.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
Third down and
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. An in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Back to throw again. Airing it out deep for Smith. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, the first two drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
On fourth down, punt coming from Braden Mann.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
First down.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
But that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
2nd and 6. Now Dart.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now it's 3rd and 3.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Jordan Davis. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Here's Dart.
The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And that will force a turnover on downs. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley.
And this is going to be an Eagles first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
3-4 defense, and that O-line really dominated the D-line on that play.
And think of it this way. With a 3-4, you have a natural bubble over each guard because those guys don't have defenders over them. Oftentimes, if you want to run up the middle, they can get upfield and get on the linebackers right now, and that gives the running back a heck of a chance to get into the secondary.
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
It's a gain of 8.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
Now a 2nd and 2.
He'll look to throw. This will be caught by Brown.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback?
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Hurts. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8.
A loss of 2 yards.
Dexter Lawrence able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down.
Well, we saw him score on the ground earlier in the ball game. This time, the defense says not so fast.
Yeah, that's good scouting and good awareness, isn't it? Because you always have to be wary of him keeping it himself, especially in this part of the field. Because if he doesn't like what he sees, you know he'll take off and try and go for it himself.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first-half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Jake Elliott.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy. Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. To throw now, Dart. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Throwing his Dart. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw.
A short throw pulled in by Bellinger.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
2nd and 5. Now they go screen. It's complete. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Well, we always talk about the athleticism we see from these guys on the field. How about the intelligence as well? He recognized that there was a screen pass on that one, broke off his pass rush, and got back to tackle the running back. That's great scouting and great reaction.
To the air again. Dart. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Throwing. Dart. And that's going to be incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
Throwing again is Dart.
He gets this one to Johnson. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
But it brings up 4th down.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They'll try and run for it. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down.
A gain of 1 yard. First down, New York.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Out of the gun, here's Dart.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Throwing from the gun here, Dart.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
2nd and 20. To throw is Dart. The throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback and giving him a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
Here's Dart. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And this one is right down the middle. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
And that flag accepted.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Dart. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Third down. Third and long.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. They're going to look to throw. He's going to take a shot for the end zone.
And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up fourth down.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. Well, the good news, at least they won't take that goose egg into the locker room. Maybe a little something to build on.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of first halves for them, has it? But at least now, as you mentioned, they put some points on the board. And it's been funny in our experience watching games. Sometimes something as little as a field goal can change the fortunes of the team, and they could come out and look real sharp in the second half.
Xavier Gibson now from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. Well, the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 17-3 the score as we resume action for the second half on EA Sports.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter.
And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the 25, here's second and 9.
Looking to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. He'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. And taken right at the 35. 34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Saquon Barkley looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
An 8-yard loss on the
Dexter
play.
Lawrence able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
So the big return had them fired up, but in the end the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
And New York set to take the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Over the middle, he completes it to Robinson.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 29-yard line.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll earn a couple of tough yards past the 30 to the 31. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
And, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is one of the dangers of going for the punt block.
And you know before you even call going for the block, it's a risk-reward play. So many factors come into it. They went after it, and you know punters, what they do? They leave their leg up in the air an extra count or two, hoping someone comes into contact.
They go play action with Dart.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That is caught. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously, more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Play action now. Dart. They'll let this go deep for Collins.
And this is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 39 yards there, a big one. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there.
Touchdown, Giants!
Cam Scatteraboo taking it in. And the Giants are able to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, that's a nice play design right there. He's going to fake the give, then roll out, and he lets his back leak out toward the pylon. And how about the throw? Right where he needed it to be for him to catch it in stride, he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Giants 10.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
And out now come the Eagles.
This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 27. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
That's complete to Shipley.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 32-yard line now, here's second down and 5.
On the run, it's Barkley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. In motion left comes Brown.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
Now some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5.
A 6-yard
consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
They'll go to Barkley again. taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
56 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll run with Barkley. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 yards there, just like last play.
Oh, he's got the full package. He can spin, he can juke, he can make you miss, he can drop his shoulder on you. Some of that elusiveness we saw at Penn State has definitely translated to the NFL game. Saquon Barkley hit the proper buttons and turn him loose.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Throwing is Hurts. Throw right side complete to Dotson.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 20-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Up the middle with Barkley. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Here's Hurts to throw. A tough throw there across his body. It's incomplete.
Great coverage down in the end zone. He's scanning the field, looking. No one ever came open. So in the end, he makes the best decision and just fires it over the end line.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Hurts.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
And now 3rd and goal following incompletions on 1st and 2nd down.
Back to throw. Able to, and he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jalen Hurts with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Elliott good on the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. New York ready to go again offensively. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
This to the sideline and over everybody, incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
from the gun. Dart.
Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's able to get it all the way down to the 20. It's a big-time play there for the G-men. 45 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him, and he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. Second down and 4.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants.
Jalen Hyatt
From 13 yards out.
And the Giants are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
You throw, what, a touchdown strike?
there you go. That's my man, in concert.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fighting his way through contact.
And a good return, but he pays the price at the end of it as he's picked up and thrown down.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
It's 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
A short throw here to Latu.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now it's Barkley. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
It's a gain of 21 yards. That's good for a...
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Barkley is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
17.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And able to get this out to the 25. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 30-yard line.
Throwing his dart.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that 1st down run.
That's complete. It's Collins. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws. As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To throw now, Dart. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
Jordan Davis
Able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown.
Jalen Hyatt.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Giants have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
24.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Eagles coming out as they get ready. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit with play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
That to the sideline and incomplete. Boy, they're going to say there's a receiver in the area. That was close to grounding, but it's second down.
Well, listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
123 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
Dexter Lawrence finding his way through defensively for the stop.
On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they got it going today.
Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14. Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable, but that time the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And this will pin him nicely inside the 20 as it's out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. Now out come the Giants.
Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. Throwing, dart.
Complete. It's Johnson. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And they'll be left with second and a couple.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown.
Now Dart.
That's complete to Robinson. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Robinson. A 4-yard pickup on the play. And a Giants first down.
A play fake, and now it's Dart.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Jalen Carter picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got him in. It's Brown. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Eagles.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If they continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame them?
To the back of the end zone, but too high. Over everybody and incomplete.
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Again, he'll drop the throw. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass. And the Eagles are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try to pick themselves back up.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And they have just not been able to block him at all throughout this game. Seems like every other play, he's doing something in the backfield. Already got 2 sacks, and now here's a tackle behind the line.
To throw is Dart.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Dart from the gun on 3rd down.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Here's Dart. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he is going to have the Giants first down. And it is a big letdown there defensively. They somehow allowed him to convert on 4th and long.
Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And a flag comes out as that is batted down and incomplete. But I think there was early contact. Let's check the call. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10.
Here's Dart.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants.
Will Jordan Humphrey
there to make the grab.
And the Giants get a bit closer.
So whatever happened to rookie quarterbacks taking time to adjust to life in the NFL? Because this guy looks like he's been doing it for about, 7 years? 4 touchdown passes? That's not something rookies are supposed to be doing with the ease in which he's doing it.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
41. Giants, 31.
Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Eagles dodge a bullet. They cover it up. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Barkley, inside handoff.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he'll be stopped up at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call.
Okay, so they'll march backwards on the penalty there.
I don't know about you, partner. I thought that was maybe a little bit of a ticky-tack type of a call. Was that a clear block in the back when he got his man off balance? I thought that was a tough one.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
Second down and 8.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he will force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. That one looks like he'll throw here.
He finds him again, Saquon Barkley.
And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Play action. Here's Hurts. Going across the middle, and Goddard's got it.
The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.